Hello, I've been trying to make this video, like I've been planning on doing it all day, but the construction outside, well, honestly, I don't think the construction's ever gonna stop until I move, but this is not the topic of this video, so that's why the lighting is kind of a little bit off, because it's like nighttime now. So today I actually want to talk about internalized transphobia. So surprisingly, I know, I actually suffer from this a lot, and I kind of just want to go through like my thought process just before we like start attacking me for thinking this way, because it's weird. So I don't know how to explain it without sounding like I'm like transphobic, I guess, but it's like internalized and I know it's wrong. Okay, let's go. So sometimes I almost have this thing where in my mind, I only say this in my head, I kind of look at society and I see the services that are available to us that we already have. And in my head, I think, how are people letting us do this? And it's such a weird thing to think about because obviously I want access to those services and I have access to those services. And I want people to accept us in society, then why is it that my brain automatically goes to, I can't believe people are accepting us? I think maybe it stems from repressing my trans identity for such a long time and like not telling anybody that I was trans, not even myself, or never being able to admit it even to myself. That I thought I would never be able to transition or never be able to tell anybody or even myself or to admit that I had something that was up with me and I knew it, but I couldn't tell anybody. And then I think going on through my transition of like being accepted by my friends, but like my family still being a bit like, which they still are. And then I think it's just like, it just kind of built. And then I saw all this hate in society and like how many people are dying because they're trans, especially trans women of color. Like, are you kidding me? So I think that seeing all of these numbers all the time and seeing how much hate there is and reading the comments, I know, never read the comments, I know, but like, I have to. I know that sounds weird, like no one has a gun to my head saying read the comments, but like a part of me needs to read them. I don't know why, it's just like I need to know what people think and it's a bad thing to do. Sometimes the comments are amazing, you're like blessed, these people are on point. But then most of the time the comments are just like horrible and they just like kind of reaffirm what society is kind of like built in to our brains, that like we're not really trans or that we have a mental illness, that we are sick and that we're not real, like trans does not exist is basically what these comments are insinuating, or that we're just pretending, or that for some reason it's some sexual orientation, which doesn't make any sense. So I think a combination of reading those comments and like how society has treated me and all that stuff, and how society treats other people in the community, I think that it's almost like a part of me agrees with them. Which is so messed up, I know, trust me, I don't want to be thinking this, and like, I just thought I would make a video just to like process some of this, because it's like a lot, because like recently it's been like, I've been thinking about this a lot, like I don't know why, but, I mean I know why, and I'll tell you why, but it's like, why? Like, I want us to have rights, I want us to be accepted, and I think because we are finally getting accepted, it's like my brain wasn't ready for this so quickly that I'm kind of confused as to what's happening. So I think that like, I've been thinking about this for a while, and it's like I said, really, it messes me up a bit in my head, but I think it really started to like hit me, dramatic, when Caitlyn Jenner came out. That interview in like March or April, let's say March, was like the start of something, and I made a video saying like, is this our Ellen moment for like the trans community? And a part of me was just like, no, people are just gonna look at her and like say horrible things about her and no one's gonna accept it. But then like something happened and people started to accept trans people slowly, and like I don't think it's all because of Caitlyn Jenner, but I do think because Janet Mock and Laverne Cox are also out there, that people are maybe realizing that trans people exist, and people are realizing that we are real and that we are also human beings, And I guess to me, it's almost like I sometimes feel like I'm not seen as human from all these people. So now finally being seen as a real person, that I am trans and this is my identity, and you're finally validating that this is me, and you're like agreeing, you're like, yeah, you're trans, whatever, like it's no big deal. It's almost like my brain does not compute. It does not, like, it's almost like I need to like hit my brain into realizing like, you're in 2015 and these things are happening. Like the rights are like I didn't think that this wasn't gonna happen in my lifetime. Like I didn't think like I'm gonna die and then we're gonna have rights. No, I thought like, not like because of me, like not in my lifetime. But I definitely expected this to happen maybe when I'm in my 40s. Like this level of awareness and visibility, that's the word I'm looking for, because people are still dying in our community. As trans women of color are literally like what, 99% of the people who are dying in this community. And it's just absolutely horrible that that is still happening, but it's also so strange that we now have so much visibility. And it's like, it's there, but we're still dying. Like, all of these things together are just so messed up in my brain, I don't even know how to process them. So like, cool, society's finally starting to see us as trans people and like accepting us and giving us rights and stuff like that. There are still people who hate us and like want us to die, and we are still being murdered. So like, so many people are now accepting us, but so many people are still getting murdered. Like, where's the middle? Where's the thing that's not connecting? What is it? And it's those comments. Like, I'm not saying it's the comments that are killing people, like, Jesus, no. I'm just saying, like, it's the people who still don't believe it. And it's hard for me to understand why you would want trans people to die. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand you. I don't get you. Why do you want somebody to die? Because they're trans. Like, they're not doing whatever. But then it's also like, a part of me kind of understands, like in a different, not talking about people getting murdered right now, but like in a different sense, like looking at trans people and kind of being like, how are you real? Like, it's not like I understand how people think, but it's more like, how are people finally accepting us? Maybe that's what it is. It's not like I hate trans people, internalized transphobia, or like cis people are the devil. It's nothing like that, no. But I think because of how society has been like structured for so long, and especially for us, and it's like, you'll never get rights, and then bang, you get hit with rights, you're like, what? It's happening? Like right now? Like I'm getting rights? But I don't understand. Why? Why? Oh my god, I'm like realizing all these things while I'm making this video, and I feel like I look like such an asshole right now, because like, it makes it seem like I don't like trans people. No, that's not what I'm saying. I think what I'm just like realizing is the question. It's not like internalized transphobia. A part of it is, but it's more like why? Why are you accepting us? What changed? And it's just like so messed up to think about that, and I don't like thinking about that, because of course you should accept us. We are human beings. You shouldn't even care about us. Like, if you're a family member of a trans person, like, they're still the same person. They just look different. Like, it's just, they're probably a lot happier now. Like, it's just like, this whole video's all over the place right now. I don't even know what I'm going through. I don't know why I have this feeling inside me. I feel like I'm starting to realizing as I'm talking in this video, which is why I make videos. It's very therapeutic. But the question is, why do I think like that? And I think the answer is literally just like how society has always kind of looked down upon us and kind of said like, no, you're not real. You're not really gonna get any rights. But now that we have so much visibility, people are like, I guess trans people are real. I mean, obviously there's the other side where like, oh, because Caitlyn Jenner came out, everyone's gonna be trans. Like, I can't, no. It's like, it's almost like people are seeing us for the first time, and like I never thought that would happen, and it's like a hard realization that we're finally being accepted. So it's like I'm having the opposite feeling that I should be super happy and ecstatic and stuff like that, and I am, But maybe it's because I know that people in our community, trans women of color, I will literally always say that and outline that, because I'm not gonna erase the experiences of trans women of color who are dying like every week because they're trans. Jesus. We're still dying, like the community, people in the community, trans women of color are still dying. Yes, trans men are dying also. Not everybody who's dying is like a trans woman of color, but the like overbearing majority? Overbearing? The majority are trans women of color. And like, I guess I'm just repeating myself, but like society being like, you aight, but then people still dying, I think that's where my like brain does not, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. If you accepted us so much, why are we still dying? Okay, I don't know. Did this make any sense? Please let me know if you thought. I feel like I have so much more to say about this, but it's almost like I'm repeating myself nonstop, but I'm figuring things out on the way. Should this video have been more structured? Maybe. Let's go in the comments. Let's have a conversation about this, because I want to know. I did talk to one person before making this video, and they agreed with me that this also happens to them, that they sometimes think like, how are people accepting us? Which is such a messed up thing to think, but I think that because he told me that he also thinks that way, it was interesting, and I thought I would make this video. But am I crazy? Am I like, is this real? Like, does anybody else feel this? Is it just like, there's so much support coming right now that are like, I'm not ready. I'm not, like, I want it, thank you. Oh my God, yes, I want it, thank you. I'm so happy that it's finally here. But it's almost like my brain, mentally, I was like, ready to be not visible for the next like 40 years, 40, calm down, Jesus, 20 years. And like not accepted for the next 20 years and have to fight so much. And yes, we still have to fight, but people know what trans people are now. Like, that concept in my mind is just so like, what? Anyways, let me know what you think. Have a great week.